Thank you, Pierre. I appreciate getting beat up on my own show here. That's right. Everybody gets a voice here, right, Brian?
That's right.
All right. Anyway, yes, and thank you for promoting the Foodathon, Pierre. We appreciate that with Flagler Live. But to me, I see this is people being hungry is not a political thing. It's a result of it. And I don't care what your religion is or what your anything is. We want you to have food in Flagler County for you and your family. Yes. So that's what we're all about.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Say amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Right. That's as religious as we get here this morning. Oh, well, not really, because we have Pastor Charles Solano on here. I'm doing your job for you, getting everybody to say, whoa, yeah, amen. Morning, Charles.
Hey, how are you, David? How's it going?
All right. We got your cast of characters here, not including Brian, but we have Jesse Zaccaro here. Morning, Jesse. Right into the microphone.
Good morning.
All right. We also have Rashwanda Miller with the Flagler Schools, right?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rashonda.
Rashonda. That's easier than what I said. Okay. And also we have Pamela Sansona.
Good morning. This is Pam.
Hey, Pam. Pam, okay. And Dottie Coletto, who is she's the coordinator with the Grace Community Food Pantry, and she's a huge part of the Foodathon next week. A lot of work for you to be doing. So.
And a privilege to do it.
All right. Turn that microphone right into you there. Anyway, so today what we wanted to do, Charles, and I appreciate all the volunteers coming in here and finding out what's really going on. Everybody hears about what's going on with the federal cutoff of funds as of tomorrow, Saturday, November 1st. And but even despite all that, where are we at in Flagler County with how many families are truly in need for food assistance?
Well, I mean, we're hovering still around 6,000. It changes from week to week, but it never goes really below that level. Between home deliveries, between pickups at the pantry, and between the food drops, and between just the weekend stuff. I mean, there's always been a pretty high level of people in Flagler County that need the help.
You're talking about 6,000 a month, or what? How long?
Yeah, 6,000 families a month, not individuals, families. So,
That's
3.5 is the average family size. So you could do the math. We're almost at 20,000 individuals a week that we're feeding. A month.
So if the government shutdown continues, are you anticipating that to bring a lot more people signed up for the food bank?
Well, I know that pantries are calling food banks. They're ringing their phone off the hook. There are some people that are afraid of that. But we're still going to be rescuing food. The food banks are all, they're well ahead of this. So to make sure that we'll have some food products for everybody that shows up. I don't see us running out of food. I don't at all, because we're prepared for things like this. Through 5 administrations, starting with George Bush, Barack Obama's 2, and then we had Trump, and then we had Biden, and now we have Trump again. We've always had these up and down things that, something happened to SNAP or something happened to USDA, but we always managed to get through it. And the way that we got through it is really amazing. For instance, during the pandemic, why people started to see the longer lines, people started to come to us. We didn't do anything, but they started coming to us with support checks, funding. They started to do food drives. It's the community that does everything here. We're not dependent on government. The government has always been to us maybe 20 to 25% of everything that we do. So when it's cut off, USDA right now is really at a minimum. But what we're doing is having to purchase more food or get some more farm to table products. So produce is a really big help. But it's always the community. It's the feet on the ground. It's the people that live in the county that step up and give us the opportunity to go out there and feed the people. So I'm really impressed with Flagler County.
we've got some of your volunteers here. Jesse, I know you've got to move on, so swing that microphone over to you.
Sure.
Jesse Sakaro, and you're a volunteer. Why are you a volunteer at the Grace Community Food Pantry?
I am a volunteer there. I went there needing some help initially, and I just fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the people, and I refused to leave. I'm there every Saturday. I'm one of the registration people, so typically on Saturdays, I am the first face that they see and greet and speak with. And the families that we serve are just phenomenal, and there is definitely a need. And getting to know the clients on a personal level it's just blessing, and seeing the people and the little things that they do. You know, when it's really hot in the summertime and they have a bottle of water for you, or it's raining or it's really cold and your nose is running. They're like, here, girl, I got tissues. And you just make these amazing relationships with these families that come in, and you watch them grow and you get to know about their life. And you see that they're on hard times. The people that come and they're in tears because they just lost their job, or finances or personal struggles that, you know, that are happening at home. And oftentimes I'm told that I'm a blessing, or, you know, like I made their day and things of that nature. And I give back because in their own way, these people give to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you were there in need, and now you're out helping people in need.
Yes.
Well, that's a great story to it. All right. Let's see, Roshana, we'll talk with you, but what about Pam?
Yes,
tell us a little bit about you. Why are you a volunteer at Grace Community Food Pantry?
I started during the pandemic. I saw the lines, and I made a donation, and it didn't quite feel like enough. So one day I showed up to help, and almost 6 years later, I'm still there.
Yeah. And so what is it that is special to you? What, why do you do that? I mean, that's nice of you to, but why do you do it?
I just felt the need to be there. I was called there. I love my community. I love living here, and if I can be a blessing to my neighbors, then that's what I feel I need to do. And I love the pantry.
Yeah. Is it hard, a lot of people, is it hard physical work to do that? And Dottie's going, yeah. So if somebody doesn't have physical ability, they really shouldn't apply to be a volunteer?
Oh, no.
No, we'll find something for them. We will absolutely
Excellent
find
setup,
something
David.
for them.
Excellent setup.
It is very physically demanding. Some of the positions absolutely are. But if someone feels the need to serve, absolutely we'll find something for them.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's a good, you're paid back emotionally and spiritually, probably.
Absolutely.
By doing that. And there's a lot of people listening right now that don't have a cause or a purpose and would like to give back. So that's why I'm kind of saying that if you can't, unload pallets of things from trucks or whatever, leave that to Charles, right? And
He's the muscle.
yeah, and then but you can help. So if they do want to, somebody listening right now, who can they call and say, yes, I want to get on board and I want to help out here? Dottie, raising your hand.
Yes. They can call me, 386-931-7085. They can also email me at coletta48@bellsouth.net. They can get on our website on the square and actually put information in. And I want to say, we have people that bag food. They'll stand there and just put meat, produce in a bag. We love volunteers. Never say no to a volunteer.
Correct.
And you could be friends with Pamela and Jesse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
New besties.
All right. Rashonda, I know you're with the Flagler Schools, and you're here today because this is an important organization for the schools and the kids, right?
Absolutely.
In what way?
So one of the main ways is the weekend food bags that are provided to our families. They were primarily for families in transition, but we now have other families participating. And in addition to that, we have some school-based pantries that this organization supports. So I get to go over to the pantry regularly, pick up and deliver to schools so that students have things readily available right on the school campus.
So do all the schools have their own food pantry?
Almost every campus for Flagler schools, yes.
Mm-hmm. And how does that work?
So we work with a different organization who helped us buy cabinets and the initial food supply, and we work with organizations like this community food pantry to keep it refilled with not just food, but they also have the toiletries help, so the hygiene items as well, because that's very important.
What's the organization that helped with the cabinets?
So it was two organizations, the Zukowski Family Foundation and also Hammock Dunes Cares.
Very cool. So if how are the children identified that they are going to need some help from the pantry?
So the school has a person, it's mostly the school social workers, and it's started with the students in the Families in Transition program. However, if a student needs anything, they can go there. So they just speak to the school counselor, the school social worker. It might be an assistant principal, but it's open for all students.
So if someone's listening to this show and they feel like they could use that help through the school district, what would they do? Could they send a note in with their child or something, or do they call the school, or what would they do?
I would say reach out to the school counselor, and that way we have that student identified, because a lot of times students are hidden in plain sight. We have no idea the struggles that students bring to school if we are not told.
Okay. 13,000 people in Flagler County are on food stamps, or SNAP, I guess. And if Washington doesn't get their act together, then we get together here somehow and still make it work. Dottie, how's that? How many people come to you that are on food stamps or SNAP anyway? Do you know, or how do you tell if somebody is?
The phone's been ringing off the hook
Yeah.
during the week on the pantry. We've been getting calls
Yes.
all day.
Yeah.
Well,
I get food.
And what do they have to do? So if somebody is like, oh my God, we've barely been getting by anyway with our SNAP, and to anticipate it, what does it take to get certified or qualified at the Grace Community Food Pantry?
Well, I'm going to leave that question to Pam. They just need to come down, get in line, and the line is long. They start lining up at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday. And we start distribution at 10. But Pam can tell you exactly what they need to do when they come there.
Okay.
Just get in line.
Get in line.
No one gets turned away.
But I mean, what do you have to? You have to show you have low income, or what do you need to show to qualify?
We fill out a registration form, and we usually just ask them what county they live in. It's very basic, very easy. Lives in Flagler County generally, and they get food. They get food that day. We give them a registration card. We give them a number. Excuse me, and everyone gets food. So,
all right.
What's the purpose of the registration card?
Certain government entities, Second Harvest, Feeding Northeast Florida, USDA, they all require registration. We just keep it on file.
So you give them your name and address. They want to know where you live, and they're not, doing a background check or anything on you.
Oh goodness, no.
Okay. All right.
Could you go every week, or is
once you're registered,
yes?
You can come every week, every Saturday or every Sunday. And
once a week.
We're anticipating longer lines with this shutdown.
What would happen if we didn't have a Grace Community Food Pantry? Charles, you see it. I know some of the churches have some, and some businesses actually have them for their own employees and everything. But I mean, I just let me first of all ask Rashonda this, that at the schools you see it and you work it. What if all of a sudden there was no Charles or Dottie or Pam and everybody working to do this? What would be the gap here?
I just go back to this story of one of our high schoolers who said, now we don't have to choose between laundry detergent and food.
Oof.
And that's been huge with one of the high schools that I pick up for regularly. So when that student said that, it is heartbreaking, because they were making a choice. Do we get laundry detergent or do we eat? And now that the food is available, he goes to the pantry, usually at the end of the day before he goes home, so that he can take something home for he and his dad to have. So
it would be, I mean, this is a huge part of the support system of our community here.
Yes.
What about you? These are you work for the schools, right? You get paid by Flagler County Schools.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's nice to know we know where some of our tax money goes to, Brian. Right? Okay. Goes to Rashonda.
Seems like a good use.
Yeah, all right. We're a fan. Okay. So what is a typical day like for you? What's your title again, and what all do you do?
So I'm the Families in Transition Liaison for the district, and primarily that's students who are experiencing homelessness or housing instability, according to the McKinney-Vento definition. The majority of our families are living with another family, not necessarily living outside, but we do have students that live outside in cars and tents at the homeless shelter, the domestic violence shelter. But the primary, about 85%, are doubled up with another family. And just this morning, I got a new student who's an unaccompanied homeless youth that returned to the area. Unaccompanied meaning they're not in the physical custody of a parent or a legal guardian. That happens for several reasons. As soon as I leave here, I'll do some digging to find out what's going on with that student. So we provide that support to remove those educational barriers to make sure that the student who's a senior will graduate.
Well, what a blessing that we have you working for the school. I bet you most people, including me, I didn't know there was somebody like you in a position like that. So,
by law, every school district is required to have somebody, but sometimes we have to wear multiple hats. But as a previous school counselor for almost 18 years, I've seen a lot, done a lot. So just adding this component of housing has been I won't say a blessing, but I can work through many challenges, and we have a very supportive community here in Flagler County. Well,
and like, you said sometimes you don't know what's going on. Kids are embarrassed about it, or they don't want anybody to know, and they're isolated. If one kid goes, hey, Billy over here, he's living out of the trunk of his parents' car, and he hasn't changed clothes in 3 weeks or something, does that help that kids can come to you and you can go to Billy and does it work like that or not?
Absolutely. Yeah. Students a lot of times will identify a friend that's struggling. Sometimes that friend might be staying at their house, couch surfing from this person's house to that person's house. But we have teams at our school, people who are there to identify. For instance, we had a student, same situation, not taking a bath, that took a shower at school just the other day, and we made sure through the staff bus with the at the Education Foundation, he was able to get some more clothes. So he took a bath, and now he's clean. And we can do that regularly if we need to, because we rather he's clean, in school, learning, he's fed, he's happy, and he's succeeding.
It's hard for a lot of people listening right now to believe that this is happening right before us here. When you say, I see maybe, 2 or 3 people on the street corner, looking kind of homeless and asking for money or whatever, but you would expect that. But the unseen, the off the radar families and people that are struggling friends are complaining about, how much it costs for a steak dinner at Outback these days or whatever. And you got to really think that you're blessed that you can even buy a steak at Outback, and you think about people that would never even, cross their mind. So you and all your friends and my friends here, next Friday, we're going to be asking you to make a pledge and donate to the Grace Community Food Pantry, which we call the $1 Million Foodathon. Since we started doing it, how many years is this, Dottie?
It's our third.
Is it? Okay. Seems like more, but anyway. But we've raised over $200,000, and plus you have a 5-time buying ratio. So if you give $1, Dottie and Pastor Solano can buy $5. If you donate $100, they can buy $500 worth of food, which would feed some families. So it makes a big difference. And the first year we did it, we had some big dollar donors that got all hyped up on it and everything. Yeah, we'll give you $10,000, whatever. Well, we don't have those anymore, but it's typical for fundraising that people help, but that you just can't keep going back every year to big donors on it, and they've got other things to do or whatever. So we're asking for a whole lot of smaller donations this year. So if you can only donate $10, hey, we'll take that's $50 worth of food, right, Dottie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so
I'd like to go back to the students, if I may. Just a small story. 3 years ago, one of my people who works with me on the backpack team, that's the team that builds a 6 to 8 pound bag on a Monday. On Wednesday, we bring it to a school, and on Friday, a guardian or a parent picks it up so they have food for the weekend. Well, she came to me and she said, my daughter's at the high school, and she sees a lot of students being picked on. bullied, picked on, because they don't smell good, they're dirty. We really need toiletries, hygiene products. So I said, that'd be great. What are we going to do about it? So we have a team. It's 3 years now. And they make totes, hygiene products, clothing. And they bring them to the schools every other month. They also, when they have an emergency, like it happens, Miss Miller, that the student needs body wash, shampoo, toothpaste.
They don't even have toothbrushes.
This year, 2024, they did 895 tote bags for students. That's just for the student to have. But there's things there in the closet for them to get a shower, to wash their hair, to brush their teeth.
And these are they have parents, right, that know they're sending their kid to school.
Some of them have parents, like Miss Miller. Some of them do not have guardians or parents.
Some may not have a great relationship with their parents, and they're not getting as much attention as.
Or the parents can't afford. Toiletry products are very expensive.
So how do you are you looking for donations of toiletry products? Or?
We take financial, or we take toiletry products. But that's part of the food pantry. People think it's just food. It isn't. It's food. It's taking care of the whole being. It's food. It's clothing. It's toiletries. It's all of that. A person needs all of that, especially a child.
Well, and an adolescent, at a time when, I can remember the smell of the junior high locker room, and it was bad back then.
Well, it's
only in the
Probably
boys.
still is.
It is.
Girls too.
Really? No, I thought.
It is kind of funny to think about that, but at the same time, that's like when you're when your body's changing, right? Like that's when you need
Most vulnerable.
somebody to help you the most.
Yes.
Yeah, like a father would be with their son and go, "Hey, son, hey, boy, you got to wear some deodorant, man. You're killing us," kind of.
Or like a young lady who has her period for the first time.
That's right.
If there's no mom around,
That's right.
Who else do they kind of turn to get answers and
So like
to get
tampons,
supplies?
things like that are
Yes,
part of this.
I mean,
It's
it's
part of the package.
And it's life-changing when you're a teenager.
absolutely.
They can be cruel, and they're very vulnerable.
Yep.
So it really makes a difference in their
Yeah.
outlook.
Charles, jump in there. Anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I've been listening, and what comes to mind is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Miller, about a year or two ago, I think you told Dottie that because of access to food and the tote ministry, you had a student come up to you saying that he was doing better with his grades.
Absolutely. It changes their confidence when you know that people are not picking on you because you smell bad or you're dirty. So just having
Right.
that in our food, we call them school-based pantries, but like Ms. Dottie said, it's not just food there. There's also toiletries in there. And then we also partner with the Education Foundation and Ms. Dottie to get clothes for those students. So it changes your confidence level, and now you can go in class and focus on learning versus trying to be invisible because you smell bad or you're dirty.
Well, go ahead, Brian.
Well, I'm just curious, like, what other organizations are helping with this? Like, the Education Foundation.
I won't tell them.
There's a lot of groups that do fundraisers, and like this is what that money is going to. I mean, one that comes to mind is Shimento Cares. Don't they have like a connection with like the homeless students? I'm not sure all the other ones, but what are their?
So I would be
who's helping?
I wouldn't want to miss an organization,
Yeah.
but because there are several that help me. I have a list that I usually keep a running list of who I work with, and Shimento Cares is definitely one. In fact, I was here at this station with Mr. Shimento and his team talking about Shimento Cares, and through that organization, we're primarily trying to keep students. It's usually those unique needs that come up. For instance, we had a family living at the campground. They left to get food. Someone stole their sleeping bags, their tarp, their cooler. So when I went to go replace those items, the store said, "You must be going camping." And I said, "No, I'm not." But that's what they needed to live because they were living at the campground. So just going to buy that type of stuff, because with the funds that's provided to me through the school district, I'm not allowed to go buy a tarp, a tent, a cooler, a sleeping bag. That's not allowable in expense. So those things that are just random that you can't even prepare for, because I didn't know somebody was going to steal their stuff while they went to get food. But they called me, and we were able to help that family. So they help with that. One of my
favorite school superintendents of all times is LaShaka Moore. Good morning, LaShaka.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
All right. How's Rashonda doing here? You know her, I'm sure.
I do, and it is always exciting to hear her and to see the connections that she's making into the community and talking about something that is often overlooked, and that really is our families that are in transition, our unaccompanied minors. But beyond that, we have families that we service here within Flagler schools, as well as in our private and our charter schools, that they are struggling to make ends meet. And a part of that struggle is having food insecurity. And so partnering with, I love here, Ms. Dadian, partnering with our local community in order to meet the fundamental needs that these families and these students have. And so it's a great opportunity for our entire community to really get involved, especially this time of year as we go into the last 2 months of the school year and the last 2 months, of the calendar year. Individuals are looking for ways to make a difference, and this is an incredible way to do that by donating food and or donating funds that we can purchase food and we can purchase other items that are absolutely essential to our students every single day.
And that's a good point, because as we're coming into the holidays and school is out and it's shut down, these kids that are used to eating at school, getting meals, suddenly, what do? They don't have them there. That's just more stress on the family to feed the kids, I would imagine.
Absolutely it is. So you hear Rashonda and Ms. Dottie talking about our pantries that are there at the school. If we're sending food home for you every day or on the weekend, you definitely need food over those breaks. And so when we are not in session, we're going to have families that are showing up at other locations in order to get that service. And so we want to make sure that we are able to be good partners and we are able to be great members of our community by providing the support to individuals that are making a difference year-round. This is not something that they're doing, just this time of year. But year-round, you can go and you can see families in need on a weekly basis, receiving services through food right here within our community.
You have some statistics here on Flagler County and kids and families, and I know you do. You keep up with it as good as possible. What kind of stats do you have?
I will tell you that as a district, when you look at our district as a whole, when we think about the students that we're servicing here, 44% of the families across our district, they qualify through what we call direct certification, meaning they are receiving some type of assistance out in our community. Our schools range from anywhere between 45 and 59% of our students needing additional support and services. And many of those families are the families that are in need of food support. And when we look at that, even within our private schools, we're seeing about over 300 students or families, rather, that are out in our private schools that are also qualifying for those types of services they need. So it's not just a need of the students that are in our public schools, but it's a need of our community. And so this is an opportunity for us to come together and meet such a critical need, which is food, but also toiletries. And you guys were, as I was coming on, I was listening to you talk about toiletries. I think about my child and we talk about the how much it costs for these toiletry items. Well, as they are growing and changing in middle and high school, they not only need these toiletries at home, but they want toiletries in their backpack so that they can freshen up during the day if they have PE or whatever that case. So if it's expensive, how much more expensive is it when you're having to buy two of those items so that they can have these items with them during the day? But some of our families are struggling to just provide the one. And so we're doing our best as a school system in order to provide these basic needs that our students have so that when they sit down to learn, they can learn because we've addressed the fundamental needs that they have. We've given them food. We've given them opportunity to be in clean or dry clothes. You know, when we think about the family that Rashonda was talking about with the tarp, I mean, think about those raining mornings. And we have families that are unhoused, and so those students are coming to school sometimes and they're wet, and so we have to be able to provide them with dry clothes. And so, great partners in our community allow for us to do that because we don't have funds that are allowable for that within the school district for these fundamental needs.
All right. You know, a lot to think about here. But we're going to take a break. Charles Solano, go ahead before we take a break. I want you to jump in with your comments.
Well, I'd like to say that these are everyday needs, and we procure all those. We buy lots of hygiene products and lots of food. We do all that. But one of the things that is very, very important, especially this time of the year, is we do Team Feed Flagler. Team Feed Flagler started by Melissa Holland many years ago, passed on to Nate McLaughlin after that. Then we inherited it. So we've been in charge of that for maybe a dozen years. And Dottie can tell more about it. But we come together with some other organizations, some churches and things like that. And what we like to do is give out a gift card so people can have a turkey dinner, a Thanksgiving turkey dinner in the dignity of their own home. And that keeps the community together. Before, there's homeless. We also provide meals at certain locations. But holidays is when communities come together. It's like glue when you have Thanksgiving and when you have Christmas celebrations, and they feel part of the community again. A lot of people feel as if when they come to the pantry, I'll give you a perfect example. Sometimes they don't look you in the eye, and because that's embarrassment. So we try to embrace every opportunity that that is presented to us and make them feel as part of the community. And I think Team Feed Flagler does a great job. I think we give out this year. We're able to give out potentially a $50 gift card, maybe not, maybe as low as $40, but that'll give them a meal. And they can do it. They can go shopping. These cards, by the way, cannot be used for alcohol or tobacco. They go straight to the food, and they're able to have that family meals and feel like they're not missing out on what the rest of the community is doing. I think it's highly important.
Mm-hmm. Okay. LaShaka, any final? We'll let you get back to class. But anything? And then we're going to take a break. And Charles, we want you to hang on. But LaShaka, more final words of wisdom from our superintendent.
Yeah, my final words is to just what Pastor Toronto was just saying, is that last year we had a family that received support at the holidays to get some items for Thanksgiving, where they were invited by another family to come and participate. And that parent said, because I was able to get this support in my community, I was able to bring something. And that gave them dignity as well. Like, I know I can't feed my family, but I can bring what was given to me and I can put it together with members of our community so our children can have the experience that majority of our families are having across the community. And so it's giving those families their dignity to be able to say, I can bring something to the table as well. And so thank you so much to our entire community. Thank you for all that you do to ensure that the families in the community here that are in need are able to have food and other fundamental things that they need each and every day.
All right. Well, Shaka, thank you for what you do and the entire staff of Flagler County Schools that help keep us glued together. So you have a great weekend. Have a good Halloween, and we're gonna. Oh yeah, football tonight. What do we have? Our game.
Football tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, at Flagler Palmcoast High School. We'll be playing. Yes, our both schools. And last night Matanzas played, and tonight we'll have Flagler Palmcoast High School. So it's great time. It's the 58th day of school here in Flagler Schools.
All right, and we're live on WNZF. Rich Carroll, Mike Licio, live play-by-play starting, I think, kickoff 7 o'clock, something like that. And you can hear it here and streaming worldwide on the Flagler Radio mobile app. All right, LaShaka, we'll let you go. Charles, hang on, and we'll be right back.
football is back, and it's at Johnny D's. Every single game. Happy hour 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, and $4 shot specials on game days.
Johnny D's Beach Bar and Grill. We're waiting for you.
She's Carla.
And that's Alan.
If you don't know who we are,
now you do.
We're the owners of your local Benjamin Moore paint store.
Next time you're thinking about painting, think about us. Benjamin Moore, corner of Old Kings and Utility Drive.
Palm Coast.
Your do-it-yourself website isn't cutting it, champ. PalmCoastWebsites.com builds you a pro site in 14 days or less. Guaranteed. Don't love it, don't pay. PalmCoastWebsites.com, because your website shouldn't look like it was built on dial-up. PalmCoastWebsites.com.
Be local, buy local from local companies and members of the Flagler Home Builders Association.
Hi, folks. This is Bill Gallagher with SolarFit. Just a note to the wise, beware of unlicensed contractors knocking on your door. SolarFit has been installing solar systems in our community since 1975. We won't knock on your door, so give us a call at 445-7606, 445-7606.
The Flagler Home Builders Association, building a better community for you.
We're back, Free for All Friday, the 31st day of October. Boy, a lot happening. We got Halloween tonight. We got time change, right? How does that work, Brian? Fall back, fall forward?
Yeah, fall back.
All right.
I just trust my phone will take care of it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And every now and then you got to change the microwave clock.
Yeah, that's true. Remember we had the genius, we used to have our consultant. He was a professor, and he was an inventor in Chicago, for University of Chicago. And we talked about daylight savings time and everything in his thing. He said if we would just all adjust by 30 minutes, that's it, instead of the whole hour change. He said that psychologically nobody would even really notice it. Right. And so everybody just go 30 minutes instead of taking the whole big 1 hour jump to it, and that would solve it all. So that's what he does. He's like a problem solver for things, so we should call him back. But anyway, they're talking about keeping it, standard time, or there's actually a debate. Some people like it standard, some like Eastern, or daylight savings. So who knows? It'll probably never change anyway. But anyway.
I agree. They'll never change.
We're talking about it for a lot of years.
We can't even agree on what time it is in Washington. Okay. Anyway, if you just tuned in, please watch and listen back to the beginning of the program. Great information here. We have Pastor Charles Solano on the line with us. Where are you anyway? Somewhere up north or south or what?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm in the woods.
Oh, okay. All right, well, very good. Also in the studio, Jessie Zaccaro. She is a volunteer at the Grace Community Food Pantry. Rashonda Miller, she works for Flagler County Schools and helps the kids and the families, and that's a hugely important job. Like when you said when kids come to school wet, they're homeless, and it rained, and somebody stole their tarp. I mean, all these different situations and things that we don't see it here as we drive through town and everything. This is. And then we're talking thousands of people and kids and everything. So thank you for what you do with that. Also, Pamela is here, and she's a volunteer and just loves what you do there and helping people, and it's emotionally, spiritually rewarding for you, right?
Absolutely.
And, of course, Dottie, who's Coletto, and her husband Sam, they're going to be working with us next week. So next Friday, during this first hour at 9 o'clock, we kick off the $1 Million Foodathon, where we're asking you to please call in a pledge. And, Dottie, you've got your phone answering people here, right? Yes. And we'll put some phone calls, okay? And so you'll keep, and all the money goes directly to you. There's no middleman. There's nothing
directly
to it.
To the food pantry.
Yeah,
right.
not to me.
Not to Dottie herself.
Yeah, Dottie's food pantry.
She only takes 5% off the top.
Oh, no.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
So, all right, so if people want to, they can start. Some people have started donating now. Matter of fact, Heather Thompson and her Elks Lodge has put out a $2,500 challenge to all the other nonprofits in town. So they're kicking in $2,500 to get it kicked off. And so that's awesome. And so here's what happens next week. All right, starting at 9 o'clock. Radio station studios are open. All the 4 stations, Kicks Country, Beach, 92.7, Cool, 100.9. All 4 of us here are going to have active studios. We want you to come on in, make a donation. It could be a cash donation, a check. There's also ways they can donate online, Dottie, so tell us about that.
Well, they can go to the website and they can click on donation. That'll go to PayPal. There's also a QR code there. Last year we had a lot of people come in and use the QR code right here. We also have a merchant device where they can use their credit card. Pam will be doing all that, along with a few other women that will be in there. We'd love to have you come down.
Yeah.
And I'd like to just say something about the Team Feed Flagler and the pantry. Veterans, we don't talk that much about them, but Pam will tell you that we have thousands of veterans that come to the pantry, thousands of them. Weekly. And what's happening with Team Feed Flagler is we will be giving, thanks to the Elks, we will be giving $50 gift card at Thanksgiving for veterans. We will also be giving, we will give 100 of them. We'll also be giving $150 gift cards to the FIT program for children.
That's awesome.
So that'll be another way. And we also take care of the seniors on that Team Feed Flagler.
I got to tell you a story that just happened this week. All right, that I was walking into the radio station, and here's a guy, a veteran, with his veteran's hat on, looked like Vietnam era veteran, and he had a stack of albums under his arm, like Elvis Presley, 33 RPMs. I know you don't know what those are, Shauna, right?
I do.
Do you do? Okay. Anyway, so he had a stack of from the 60s, and they were in good shape, and he said he was selling them. Wanted to know if the radio station wanted to buy these records. And I go, we don't even have turntables anymore at the radio station. And I go, why are you selling them? And he started tearing up and saying that he was going to lose his house, he thought. And so he was really down and out with the inflation and everything. And, it's like, my God, here's a veteran who in Flagler County is selling, trying to sell Elvis albums just to make ends meet. And I was like, oof, I guess I should have bought him maybe, but I did tell him about this and Flagler Cares and, some other organizations that could help him. But it was just for him he was embarrassed, to have to, come in here trying to sell, some albums.
Well, I think that's an important part of this equation here. I mean, I believe that people should have the responsibility to provide for themselves, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen right now. Maybe it might mean that you can't do it for a while. Maybe you have months or even years in your life where you can't make that happen. But if you're still striving toward that, there's no shame in getting the help that you need in the meantime, and that might be what you need to kind of get over the hump. And maybe people who don't want to go to the pantry, well, it's not a forever thing. Go ahead and come for a while you need it, and keep working on your plan to where you don't need to. I'm sure as much as you enjoy and you feel blessed by working at the pantry, you're real happy if people stop coming because they don't need it anymore, right? That's better for them and their families and their situation.
Well, I could tell you that's Jessica's story, and that's a lot of our volunteer story.
What a great story.
They get the food. They see what the pantry's doing. They want to volunteer. We have the people in the line. They will come and say, can I get a volunteer for them? They're still getting the food in the line, but they'll volunteer to help.
You can give back. Forward. Yes, and you can give even if you're struggling. You can give in other ways.
That's right, and that's what they're doing.
Again, the whole dignity and being part of the solution. It's really possible. So I think that's the emotional health. I think is really improved by that kind of attitude.
Can I mention the website? It's gracecommunityfoodpantry.org.
Okay.
And I was starting to see today, this morning, a lot of PayPal come through. So,
you can also
what should our
volunteer
goal?
That way.
People are asking me what our goal should be this year. Actually, the first year I made it ridiculously high. We didn't make it, but I had no idea. I was like, just throw it against the wall, see if it sticks.
It wasn't that far off. The first goal was $200,000 in cash to get to $1 million buying power, and it 100 something.
Yeah, we crossed 100,000.
That's a lot. That's
But when you look at it on the thermometer, it's like it's pretty lame. It's like only halfway there. I was like, oh God, I feel like a failure here. But so I don't know I don't know if we need to set it. Well, we'll set a goal and we'll figure out.
Yeah.
But I'd like to blow past. What? Help me out here, Charles. What's our goal?
Yeah, well, let's take this into consideration. In 2020, you could buy a bag of groceries, which included a bottle of detergent, for $34.75. Today, that same bag of food with the detergent is $74. Wow.
Jeez.
So a lot of people just can't, they can't keep up with the inflation. So we, keep that in mind. More and more people, as this economy makes an adjustment, they're still going through that. They're falling behind. Their credit cards are jacked up. Also, what people don't understand is that in order to be able for us to serve food to people, we have to make sure that our infrastructure stays intact. So we're always doing repairs on refrigeration. There's always something because of the wear and tear and everything like that. So, and then the tote ministry, that's exploding. So all of these things together, I would like to shoot for 100,000.
All right.
Yep.
That's 100,000 it is. All right. Brian, put that in the paper, will you?
All right, we'll do.
Okay, all right. We'll do it. 100,000 is our goal.
Okay.
And we need to blow past 50 in the first hour of this because what it'll be. Okay, so let me explain to everybody what we're doing next Friday, a week from today here. It'll be, the 5th, I think? Would that be November 5th, I think?
7th.
Anyway, 7th. All right. Anyway, so what we're going to do at 9 o'clock, we're going to open the phone lines. We'll talk with Dottie. A whole bunch of people will be coming in and dropping off, hopefully, some checks and donations and things. And then Kirk Keller will come in and take over. Brian, you're welcome to stay. We have, by the way, I did get a notice that, I got to say, the United Way of Flagler County, Charles, said they're going to kick in some money. So we'll find out what that is. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, and so some charities like Heather with the Elks Lodge, they donated $2,500 already to it. So we're going to need to blow past 50,000 in the first hour. How's that for a goal?
That's great.
And then I'll leave it to Kirk Keller to get to the 100,000 after that. But we're going to go from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. So it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, like a 4-hour telethon. And Dottie, you'll have Pam and everybody will be answering phones in our conference room here.
Yes.
They can donate online. They can come into the studio. I remember the one year, like we had Senator Travis Hudson on the phone making a donation, yes, I'm going to be donating. And he got upstaged by a 5-year-old little girl that comes walking.
I remember that.
Yes. She has her $5. She had a $5 bill from her allowance in her hand.
Yes.
And so we totally forgot he was on the phone. And she stole the show with that $5 donation.
Right.
And that was so cool. Sorry about that, Travis. But anyway, so we hope that I know the cities, Teresa Pontieri had put out a video that has gone kind of viral.
And we seen that last night.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay. And so we just hope the whole community comes together. I know Kyle Berry Hill with the fire department and in Palm Coast is doing something, and Andy Dance said the county employees, he's working on something. So,
awesome.
But we need you individually too is the main thing. So if you want to feel good about something and know it's going to make a difference and make somebody's life a lot better right here in our own community, particularly coming up on the holidays and all these other situations, not even to mention the whole government shutdown thing on top of all that. This is a time for us to really be Flagler County.
So since you brought up the shutdown, I wanted to mention something about that. So I think,
all right, Pierre, listen.
I think
to what
Pierre
saying.
Tristram, Flagler Live, the esteemed editor of Flagler Live, I totally agree that there is something that we can do. I think that the approach that I would suggest may be a little different. I think that the outrage is kind of the problem because it's all about winning and losing, and if we just make outrage the hallmark of our approach, I think that's not really going to help too much because people then feel like they lost if they can compromise. I think that what we can do, though, as a community is to contact Randy Fine and say, we want a peaceful resolution to this shutdown because we're here raising money to help feed people, and this is happening all over the country. food pantries are doing this everywhere.
That's right.
He has influence, just like all the officials do. But we need to encourage him to be part of the solution and figure out how to resolve it so that these things can start flowing again. However it happens, it's not about whether Republicans win or Democrats win. It's about, like, how can we make peace out of the situation that is currently divisive and we're having a battle right now.
And causing families to lose.
Exactly. But it takes work, it takes compromise and humility, but we need to find a way to make peace out of the situation.
Okay. All right. Well done. Well said. Hey, we're going to take a final break, and then we'll have some final words here on Free for All Friday this morning. And we have in the studio Jesse, Rashonda, Pam, and Dottie, and Brian McMillan, and Pastor Charles Solano. We'll be right back.
Tired of waiting for your home to sell? Evolve Property Group is not your average real estate company, specializing in property management and real estate investors, navigating complex sales transactions, maximizing cash flow, managing tenants, rent collection, even evictions. Visit evolvepg.co. evolvepg.co.
Flagler County High School football live this Friday night at 7 on WNZF Radio. This Friday, it's the Fleming Island Golden Islands taking on the FPC Bulldogs. It's all brought to you by Arctic Breeze, Blinds by Jason, Cash It In Jewelry and Pawn, Flagler Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, J&J Auto Body, Basileros Wagner, The Lawyer Dude, Palm Coast Acupuncture and Chiropractic. Catch all the play-by-play action live with Rich Carroll and Mike Licio on 94.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the Flagler Radio mobile app.
Well, we're going to wrap it up, Brian. Another hard day at work for you and me. And appreciate being my co-host all these years.
Great to be here. It's a great opportunity.
Through thick and thin.
That's right.
Through all your career changes. You know, we're still stuck together here.
That's right.
So, and appreciate that. Dottie, also great, to be working with you, your passion, and Pam, hearing, with you just, love what you do at the Grace Community Food Pantry.
Thank you.
And for volunteers that they do need help, and if you're kind of sitting around thinking, you need to give back somehow and enjoy, have fun doing it.
Yes,
and
we have a blast.
And if you're going, I got a bad back, I can't do it.
We'll find something.
Yeah, we'll find you something where you can sit down maybe or do something. But anyway, the number to call Dottie, it's 931-7085. 931-7085.
Or go on the website, and there's a square there. Just click on that, and it'll come right to me.
All right. So either way, you're dealing with Dottie.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We all do.
All right. Everybody does. But anyway, it's just such a great thing, and I can't thank Charles Solano, for what you've done for this community. Yeah. Amen. And so we.
Well, Dave, thank you for what your radio station has done for us.
Yes.
I mean, you guys do a lot for us. Thank you for your enthusiasm.
Yes.
And, this is the way that you guys can give, and you do. You're there for 6 hours. You put this show on. You plan for it all year. So we just can't appreciate you enough.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh, shucks. Well,
this is a real applause, not even a fake button.
No, that was better than what that was better than what Pierre said to me this morning. All right. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. It's also a lot of fun, and it's live radio next week, so we never know who's going to come through the door or call in, but we'll be talking to a lot of people. And Charles, you'll be back in town.
Yes, I will. I'll be there.
All right, awesome. So anyway, once again, thank you. And Rashonda, thank you for what you do for the schools.
Yes,
that was very enlightening. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
All right, Pierre, next week, get on to Rashonda, not me. Okay. And Pam, and you're great, and I hope people sign up to be a volunteer. They can become friends with Pam and Dottie and a whole bunch of other volunteers out there.
We have a lot of fun out there serving our community. We really enjoy it.
All right, very good. So final words from Dottie Collada, and then we'll let Charles have the final word, but go ahead, Dottie.
Well, my final word would be thank you, Flagler County. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for all you do, helping those in need. I cannot say it enough, and God bless you. Okay,
very good. And God bless you, Dottie, and everybody at the Grace Community Food Pantry. Oh, wait a minute. That's the pastor's job, not mine. All right. All right, Charles, final words from you.
Final words are always the same with me. When Flagler County has a problem, it's Flagler County residents that have always responded.
Yep.
So I just want to thank the community. We're blessed to live in the community that we do.
Yes.
All right. Well, travel safe coming back from Jersey, and we'll see you in the studio here next Friday. All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Brian, final words.
Thank you for everyone serving the community, and hopefully we can make peace and have a great holiday season.
So $100,000 we raise next Friday will buy $500,000 worth of food.
Screaming, phone ringing, dog barking at the mailman, bringing that stack of bills overdue.
Serving Flagler County for a decade and a half. WNZF, 1550 AM, 94.9 FM HD3, and W235CW Bunnell.